It's
Rick.
Rick, all right. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, everyone. Call the meeting to order. Is there anything for the agenda? Okay, make a
I
motion.
would like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
The motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Same. Get the time delay. Approve the minutes from June 2nd.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 2nd.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second for the minutes from the 2nd. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. We have claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims as of $228,532.88. That's 228,532.88.
Hang on here, I didn't have that number, but I think
Okay,
it was 88.
no, it's 80.
So I
80?
thought
Yeah.
80.
228,532.80. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Drainage.
Oh,
you want drainage? Did you get drainage?
Was there drainage in there? I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It'll be fine.
Let's get that page. $11,785.30.
all right. We have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Okay,
it took a while, sorry.
opposed, same sign. Motion carries for the claims. General public concern. Anybody for the general public or concern? Do you want me to, anywhere? I thought that says county treasurer, and I'm not the
Oh.
treasurer. All right, moving down. Tyler and Jacob. Welcome.
Sit here, is our face gonna be too close or is that, okay?
No, you'll be fine.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We need one here and one over there as well.
Nice. Too far on that one. All right, well, good morning. Thank you guys for meeting with us and. Okay, yeah, well, we'll just gonna briefly introduce ourselves. So yeah, my name's Tyler Buman. And I'm Jacob Hagan. Yep. And so we are drainage engineers. We both come from farm backgrounds. You originally from Baird, I'm originally from Harlan. We left a previous firm that we'd been working at, me for 3 years, you for 10 years, roughly. Doing the same type of work to start our own. We just felt this is something we've always wanted to do. We felt there might be a market for it. We're a real small, low overhead company. About an hour and 15 minutes down the road in Perry is where our office is. You're looking at the whole company right here. So, and we will focus pretty much exclusively on drainage district work and wetlands. And so,
Yeah, we just want to introduce ourselves. We're going around talking to boards, let them know that we exist and. Appreciate consideration in the future.
yeah. So
All right,
passed out our rate sheet for you guys. It's pretty low key. So yeah, we like we said, we've got experience around this part of the state doing this kind of work.
Previously. You got
How many
anything?
years have you been doing this now?
So I've been doing this for 10 years.
10 years.
I've been 3.
Yep.
and what, I'm sorry on the names of which was which, so I can put that on my notes. 10 and 3 is who?
Jacob is 10 and
Mhm.
Tyler is 3.
Yes.
Mhm. And what was the company you worked for?
We worked for Bowman Mink
Mhm.
out of Jefferson.
So you're working for Bolton and Mink out of Jefferson, is that correct?
We
Yeah.
were, yes.
You were, but now you started your own company.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
I got that straight
We've been
now.
going about 4 weeks now, so.
Okay,
Kind of getting going here, but
How you keep busy?
relatively, I mean, yeah,
Considering we didn't have any work.
considering we had to go get all, new work. Obviously, yeah. couldn't take
you
anything
doubled
on.
your workload from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
A good start, yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we'll have capacity to take on new work.
Yes.
Right now, so,
Alright.
and we'll say that, so, yeah.
Do either one of you actually have any physical experience with tiling or, actually getting down in the dirt so you know how it's done, or you just all books?
So.
You know what I'm saying? Do you come
yeah.
from a history of a tiling family
Yeah.
or?
So, obviously, we both come from farm backgrounds. I do have not specifically tiling experience, like I worked on a tiling crew, but I did do construction work for several years. I mean, I actually literally did install drainage tile for building houses. It's not the same thing, of course, but it's
Pretty
the
much.
same-
Well, you know
kind of
how
similar,
water runs
yeah.
downhill.
Yeah, and then, yeah, exactly. And then we both have all the field experience that would come with this work. So all our projects, we're doing our own inspection, our own survey.
work.
We do every single step of the process, which we enjoy doing it that way
Mhm.
personally, so.
So when you do that, or when you're planning on doing that, and you're in Perry, we're in Humboldt.
Yep.
What's the time frame for how often would you be here, on a specific site? What's your oversight, or how do you?
So like if a construction project was
Yeah,
ongoing.
if something was going on.
Yeah, I mean,
Who sees someone here daily, someone spend time here because
mhm,
we're
really-
assuming that
yeah.
pipe is being put in at the depth that it's supposed to
In
be
the right
put in
place.
and in the right place, and
Mhm,
so we've had issues where, they don't drive down here every day. Well, somebody has to check on things
Right,
to
exactly.
make sure it's done right.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be case by case. It depends on the contractor and exactly what's going on. But yeah, especially if it's a project like that where they're laying pipe, I mean, we'll be here, I don't know what.
Yeah, we'll probably plan on 2 or 3 times a week, depending on the
Yeah.
contractor and depending on the situation. So if they're doing the road crossing, we'll be here for that.
More, yeah.
If it's a contractor that we don't have a pre-existing relationship with, that we don't trust as well, we'll be here more often.
Mhm.
It will be a case by case basis of how
Yeah.
often
Right.
we'll need to
Yeah,
inspect that.
because it's obviously a give and take on
Mhm. What the
driving up
conditions
here,
are.
to spend more of the district's money, obviously needs to be
Exactly.
worth it.
Mhm.
And so,
Alright. Well,
But-
I guess as of right now, we're kind of slow.
yeah, that's,
I mean,
I think
well,
that's,
I'm
I think it's
saying we have
everywhere.
some- It hasn't rained long enough that
Right.
there isn't a whole lot of things. We're fixing a few blowouts and some tile, and we're dealing with one that we're gonna talk about here shortly.
Mhm.
But other than that, it hasn't been like previous years, so,
Sure thing.
I guess all I can say is we'll keep you in mind, and
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, well, thank you.
thank you guys.
appreciate you coming
And
in.
when we do let projects, when we have hearings, we check recommendations from our farmers.
Mhm.
Who they want to have for an engineer. So we do,
Mm.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but visit with some of the large farmers in the community is a good way to get your name out there.
Mhm.
I'm just giving you a little business advice, because that's who makes a lot of the time the decision as to who the engineer is on a project, is from the
Mhm.
recommendations of the farmers who pay the bill.
No, that makes sense. Gotta build a reputation. So,
You do.
And
Okay.
there would be, a group of them, not that I'm pointing them out, but there'd be a group of them sitting down here having coffee as if spraying and stuff is done at the bottom of the hill. That new co-op, and there's a couple of pro co-op elevators around too, that they do the same thing, so those would be areas that, like Rick said, you might stop by and.
Because competition is always good for business. If you know, no offense,
Yeah.
Colin.
Yeah.
But
Indeed.
it doesn't hurt to have competition. But
Yep,
we also want competent competition because we
Yeah.
have stepped away from who we used once and we got burnt bad. So just
All right,
some suggestions.
Yep.
yeah,
Thank you. Thanks.
we appreciate you coming.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Yep,
Take
thank
care.
you.
Thanks.
All right. We have to wait till 8:45 to do this, Rick, or,
I think we do.
all right, well, we can probably do a couple other things here, unless, Ben, are you gonna take longer than a couple of minutes? No. Well, then jump right up here and we'll take care of you.
Mr. Donkey.
King of
Guy,
beans.
king of the hill, what do you wanna call it?
King of beans.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Ben.
Morning. The first item that I've got on the agenda is to approve an agreement with Kimley and Horn for an SS4A application grant. This is a Safe Streets and Roads for All funding application.
The circle, right?
Yeah, so what we're looking at doing is applying for a grant paired with, I think it's 7 other counties. The particular stretches that we're looking at for us would be to widen Nevada Avenue from Valverdeen Hill north to Highway 3. It's just shy of a mile. We'd be putting safety edge on. I think it's 2 foot wider shoulder and then safety edge.
6 inches deep, if I remember right.
Yep. This would be rumble strip, all of the safety factors to it. So what this tackles is basically one section of roadway, one intersection, and curves. So our application would be that stretch of roadway, the intersection of the Thor Blacktop and the Eagle Blacktop, and the County K curves. So those are the 3 locations that we'd be looking at putting in for an application. And then obviously every other county would have their own version. So if we get the application and we're approved, we'd be on the hook for 20% of the cost.
What are our chances of getting the application?
Don't know.
Is Dakota City involved in this on that stretch there from Volberding Hill north? Cause that's part in city limits, isn't it?
We would do the portion that's on the east and west side for this stretch, even though it's Dakota City.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. All right. Just question.
yep.
So
Well,
we're
anything that
basically-
benefits safety, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Plus that first stretch south of Highway 3 is already narrow. It's the old state road. I think it's only
Yeah.
18 feet wide.
Got the curb off of it, not that one.
Yeah, we ground the curb off
It's really narrow.
maybe 8 years ago or so.
Yep.
So,
And it's tough to meet a truck on truck.
yes.
You're
Yeah.
holding your breath.
So what's the time frame on this, Ben? We apply for it today?
So we
We'll
apply
know
for
by-
it. Applications actually due the end of this month. So it's a pretty tight turnaround from signing this paperwork to the application going in. I don't know the actual delivery date as far as when they let us know. I know when the other one went out, we had to have it turned in by February, and we're supposed to find out by the end of this month. With the SS4A, the application turn-in date is the end of June. I don't know when they notify you as far as
So if we don't get this, what will about this?
$6,875.
Okay.
So
And if we do get it, then if we find the person to do it,
we send out for bids.
that's what I wondered if it was a
Yep.
bid.
Yeah, it gets bid out.
Okay. And that still would be used as this year's building? I mean, we're gonna.
It'd be this
squeeze that
coming
in.
fiscal year, yeah, we'd end up doing a budget and 5-year program amendment
Okay,
to get it added.
well, I guess for $6,000 and the chance to do what the safety part, widen those curves, and I think it would be worth it myself.
This require a motion or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the application for Kimley and Home.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
The second item that I have for the agenda is to approve an application to work in the county's right of way with Mike Jacobson. He's got a private tile that he's working on and wants to repair an intake that's just inside the right of way while he's got his backhoe there in the vicinity. So I don't see a problem with it. They're gonna be responsible for locates and any damages and returning the right of way back to its pre-disturbed condition.
He's done it before, I'm sure he's comfortable with it.
Yes. Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the right of way work.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second for the right of way work for Mike Jacobson. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
The last item that I've got is discussion and possible action on fencing for the Dakota City shop location. As you guys know, we tore out about 200 foot of fence when we put the new building up here in Dakota City. We've kicked it around and talked about it for a while. Met with a supplier last week and we got some distancing. And he sent me some pricing on it. I guess I just want to know.
What kind of fencing, how tall?
So we looked at two different varieties. We looked at the solid vinyl fencing, 7 foot tall. All the way around with a cantilever gate over on the east side. So basically we'd be upgrading our gate as well as basically creating privacy fencing, both for the people that live in the area as well as the county and the stuff that we store inside. That was one of the options. The other was the chain link with the PVC.
Oh, flip through the links, yeah.
That goes through the links, which does basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
What's the cost
They're-
difference, Ben? I'm just hypothetical.
for the 7 foot solid PVC, it was like 20,000. For the 7 foot chain link, it was like maybe 1,000 less. For 8 foot chain link, it was like $6,000 more. So if you went with a taller fence, like an 8 foot tall fence, you were looking at like 26.
I think it would
So-
look nicer with a solid vinyl fence myself.
I do too.
that stuff you put in the chain links, I've seen problems with that before.
I've seen where if it gets hit when it's
Yep.
cold, it
They
gets
break.
brittle, it breaks, yeah,
I've seen problems with that before.
yeah.
Is that an installed price, Ben?
That is an installed price, yes.
Okay.
Who's doing it?
That would be Midwest Fence and Gate,
They're good.
yep.
So
There,
are we talking this new building over here? Is that,
yes,
my
Yep.
question is, how close to the road will that be?
I was gonna put it on the road.
Well, I'm just saying, if you put a solid fence there, it might make Dakota City a little nervous with. Won't that cause a little drifting?
So we're actually gonna be further back than what the old fence was. What we're looking at doing is going straight north from the corner of the building as it is
That'd look
now.
nice.
So it's about 15 feet further away from the road than what the old. one
Okay,
was.
I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure we weren't on the west side of.
Yeah,
And on the east side, it won't cause any visibility issues for the intersection. will it?
No,
no, on the,
That
on the
was my-
east side, we're quite a bit further away
Okay.
from the roadway.
All right. How about the south side between the two, between conservation and the new building?
This includes that as well.
There's gonna be a
So-
gate there or is fence?
Just fence,
This fence, okay.
yep. So,
Well, I think it's a good idea. Keeps our, place secure. And people don't have to look at the stuff that's stored back there.
yeah, I agree. I think it's probably long overdue that the fencing was upgraded.
The west side's all building along that whole block and the north side's building, so we're really, the wind and the northwest wind really drifting ain't gonna matter.
No.
Yeah, it should be fine. Like I said, as far as visibility and just cleanliness of the property,
Yeah.
it'll make things look a lot nicer, so.
will they be able to do that in a week, couple weeks, or?
They thought it'd take about 4 days to do. They said right now they're 3 weeks out, so we're looking at next fiscal year, but we'd get it scheduled and lined up.
Who gets to pay for it?
Well, I'm.
Yeah, it's a good question, Trish. Is that coming out of secondary roads budget or is it coming out?
Yeah, I would assume that would come out of secondary roads budget. So,
Okay.
Which you would consider help from any of the other.
I mean,
people
I
that are
wouldn't
there?
turn down help from any other department, but, yeah, I'm assuming that that's gonna be secondary roads.
Because conservation, they store stuff back there too.
Yeah, and I mean, right now there's a trailer that found its way there that,
Oh, that camper?
yes. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of every department uses it, but
Yeah.
probably, I mean, I would say predominantly it's secondary roads, things that's stored in there, so I'm fine with installing the fence the first time,
The first time.
yes.
Okay.
Well, anybody wanna do anything with it, or?
I'll make a motion to move forward with putting up the fencing for Dakota City.
vinyl.
White vinyl.
Then I got a question one more question. The gate itself, is that a vinyl gate then too, a solid vinyl gate, or how does the gate work on a fence like
Do
that?
not believe that the gate will be solid vinyl. This is a cantilevered aluminum sliding gate.
Gate, yeah.
So,
Okay, all right, just wondering.
so I mean, it's that you'll still be able to look through and see, but it'll certainly be more secure access compared to what it has been.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just been a couple of cattle gates that I can't tell you the last time it was actually pulled closed and locked shut, so.
yeah, and it'll keep kids out of there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just to refresh, the motion was for the 7-foot vinyl
Yep.
at 20K
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
I'll
And we have a
second.
motion and a second on that. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
All right,
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Okay.
Before you leave, I have a question. I was up a couple of times across the block or this road up there on 19, or what is it? The 19th Street feeds to the Union Cemetery. Where they put that new tile or pipe and stuff in up there. You know where the Union Cemetery?
Yep.
Did you see, is that our road or is that the city's?
Cities.
Perfect, then I won't even bring it up. Because where they put all that, had all that heavy equipment, there's some pretty good chunks of that road that are tore out.
Starting to fall
and
apart.
It's, the edges
So they-
are broke and
They annexed all the way over to
Kentucky.
Kentucky Avenue.
Kentucky, that's what I thought.
So the only part that the county has any responsibility for now is basically from Kentucky down to Berkmer.
Okay,
So,
well, there's some pretty good sized chunks out of there.
and we'll have to have a conversation about Berkmer here one of these days too. Our bridge inspector says that we got about 5 years with that guy left, so.
Well, not to change the
Okay.
subject, I was up by Bradgate, there's giant ragweed growing all over them piles of dirt. Can we get them sprayed sometime, please?
Yes. Avery's Hill.
Yeah.
All right,
I got one contractor over on Virginia Avenue. Should be tearing the bridge out this morning. PCI, I talked to them on Saturday. They are planning on moving into Thor Wednesday to start the tear out there by the lagoons.
is
Oh,
Rogers in on?
Rognus is the one on Virginia.
I just seen them up at one of the, getting a tire fixed, and I thought they were around here, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if that
That's-
was them or.
Yeah.
That's good to get them both done early before harvest.
Yeah, and
That'll be
then
great.
Rognus will be moving from that one over to Bob Nillis's on 260th Street, I think it is. So
Okay, it's great.
250.
250. Yes.
All right,
All right,
thank you, Ben.
thank you.
Need a motion to go into drainage?
Make a motion, to move into drainage.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to go into drainage, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, we're now in drainage at, we'll say 8:59. Colin's there?
Yep.
So this is in regards to Drainage District 11 sub 1. Colin had sent over an engineer's report. You guys should each have that. Basically saying what would be done if it was accepted, and then the price, which it looks like the estimated total cost on the district would be $776,000. And so today we're just gonna tentatively accept a preliminary engineering report from Colin at Jacobson Westergaard. And then set a hearing, set the time and date for the public hearing, and Colin can tell you more about that.
Sure, yeah, so if you've got that report in front of you. This drainage district, what we're talking about is about 5.5 miles east of Bradgate. It's drainage district 11 sub 1, and so let's see. I guess the last 3 pages of the report have maps. The very last page shows kind of what we're proposing to do, but basically there's an original main tile that was put in, over 100 years ago, and it's a clay tile, and especially in the northwest quarter of section 8, they're just south of C26. It's quite shallow in there, and that clay tile is in pretty poor condition. It's constantly in need of repairs, patching it up. And so we're looking at replacing that, and actually it can go quite a bit deeper, because in 1948 they actually did a relief, they put in a relief main, and they went a little bit of a different route than that original clay tile, but they put that in, and that's quite a bit deeper. So we can go deeper with the, in replacing the original clay tile. And then basically what we're proposing to do is take that out kind of the whole way. And Mark Fair, he's the tenant for the Archer Farms, which owns the northwest quarter of Section 8, and then they own a quarter just to the west across the road, across Hawaii Avenue, and they're the petitioners. And Mark farms that, so I've been talking with him quite a bit about this. And in the report I've got, just crushing that old tile and putting the new tile in basically in the same spot, maybe off a little bit off to the side. He said that, possibly we could just leave it in there, but they're planning on pattern tiling that farm anyway. So he's not, like, normally we'd either want to, if we're gonna make it so it doesn't work, we'd want to just tear it out so that we any tile that connect to that, we can hook it to the new tile. But what he's saying is maybe he doesn't really care if there's those, because they're going to pattern tile the whole thing anyways. So there's some things that we obviously talk about when we get to the hearing stage. One interesting thing too is when they did the relief project, they did that relief main and a few laterals, and actually their target drainage coefficient was a 1/2 inch, which is a lot of times what we're even using today. Now, they didn't put the new tile in as a 1/2 inch drainage coefficient. They tried to utilize a combination of the old tile and their new tile to get up to that. Whether it's actually, in what we were looking at, I don't think, we've got different technology and computers and things obviously than they had in 1948, but it looks to us like there's some places where it's less than a 1/2 inch per day, and obviously that assumes that the tiles are clean and working well and everything like that. I have talked to the landowner to the south, in the southwest quarter, Section 8, because initially I thought, well, maybe where it's the most shallow is just in that first quarter, and maybe we could just replace that tile and be done with it. Well, there's interest in improvements further to the south, and so we're talking about going all the way through that, through the next gravel road, 180th Street. So that's where it's at now. I know Mark was he wants a quick timeline because they're transitioning it to organic, so it's in like alfalfa hay stuff right now, and ideally he would want the work to be done so that they could get that tile in and then be able to pattern tile it also yet this year. Now that's a pretty tight timeline, but I guess this is the first step in getting the process going. And obviously we have notice requirements and things like that. So as far as a hearing date, we're looking at probably sometime early to mid-July. So any questions at all at this point?
Excuse me, Colin.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend getting rid of the old main, the one that was put in 100 years ago. That just gives you problems down the road.
Yeah, and I will say, even if we didn't physically tear it out, I think we'd cut through it at several locations.
Yes, multiple places, cut through and crush it
to make it inoperable and effectively abandon it, so the drainage district doesn't have to deal with that. It'll be done one way or another.
Yes,
Whether we rip it all out, every foot of it, or if we just cut through it in several places to make it inoperable.
every couple 100 yards going in and bust it up.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
I agree with that, but if you went across that, that's almost a mile across there, isn't it? Half a mile? That'd be a lot of digging to tear that whole thing out of there, if you're talking the yellow line.
It's actually, it's more than that. It's well, maybe you're looking at a different map, maybe. No, it's the red line.
Well, it's your guide down there, legend says the relief line is yellow. So
Right.
that's the one
The original tile is the one that we'd be tearing out. The original one is the clay tile. It's in poor shape.
Yeah, is the other one put in, was it concrete?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, on the Archer farm, they're planning to pattern tile the whole farm. So that doesn't really affect, they can tie into the new, they're all done. But when you go into the south, there might be some tiles that are connected to that old main that need to be found and connected to the new main that we install.
Right.
So if you don't follow that close by, you might miss some.
Right. Yep. Yep. And I think that's going to be part of the discussion, for sure on the Archer farms stuff, maybe if they're pattern tiling it, we've got options. We could just cut through it every few 100 yards or something, but we really don't have that option to just do that
The whole way.
Marks to the south.
Right.
Either
well, these are things that'll be discussed at the hearing at that point.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And
then they can choose the size.
Yeah, so what I have in here now is so that relief main is already 75 years old. So basically the design that I've got in here is at least a 1/2 inch drainage coefficient with just the new tile. So the relief tile is there also, and that's providing some additional. But basically, if that relief tile starts to get in poor shape, then you'd have this tile big enough to be able to handle things. Now, I did put in the report that if we went up to, upwards of a 1 inch or, near a 1 inch drainage coefficient, it would add another 164,000 to the estimated project cost. So that'd be 940,000 instead of 776,000.
And there's enough depth and cover for a larger pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that relief main is 2.5 feet deeper than that original
wow.
clay tile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did this report include some work to that the bulkhead area?
Yes. So that if you've got that, there's a picture of that bulkhead area, and there's a couple in the report there, and that's kind of a mess. So it was used as, it's got a head wall so that you dump the tile into this box culvert that goes under the road, and then also any surface runoff could come off and go over the top of that. Well, that must have boiled on the south side of that head wall, and the original main tile that comes into that box, the bottom of the CMP is completely rusted out. So water that comes down that just dumps out before it even gets into the box. So and we'd have to take that head wall out because there's two pretty big pipes in there now, and we just replace it with one big one that would all tie into there.
I see. You can tie that in out in the field.
Yep.
That sounds like a good idea. Okay.
So, any other questions or we just need to accept this report, right?
Yeah,
And set a date.
set a date.
So we have, does this have to be published or is that in the time frame or?
It does have to be published.
Yeah.
yes.
Terry, could you pick the date that works good for you?
We do the 21st of July. That would give us time to get it in the paper. And cause then you're looking at the 4th of July as well. So if that would work.
Well,
Okay.
if that's what you wanted to work, we're gonna let it work.
Okay.
You're the gal that's gotta do the work, so you gotta have time to get it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get that in form of a motion then? Do we need it in form of a motion to
Yeah.
set for the 21st? How about we put the drainage, we accept the engineer's report first?
I'll make a motion to accept the engineer's report.
No second that.
We have a motion and a second to accept the report from Jacobs Westgard for this. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll make a motion for the public hearing to be on the 21st of July on a Monday,
So you wanna go at
9
9 o'clock or
9 o'clock.
9 AM? Sorry, I write slow. 9 AM on the 21st. Any other discussion?
I second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the 9 AM at the 21st. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. This is for DD 111. Anything else there, Colin?
Nothing else on my end.
Okay. Anything else for drainage?
I do not have anything right now.
I'll make a motion to go out of drainage.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to go out of drainage. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. We are out at 9:12.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Colin.
Colin.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, Terry. You want,
Oh,
I'm not
I would be.
forcing this on you, but you guys might want to start on that. Thank you. All right, so our list looks like we got through the top side. We have authorized the chairman to sign engagement letter with TP Anderson for auditing services.
Y'all, I'll copy that.
Y'all do?
Y'all.
Y'all come on down and
So it's just our yearly letter we get from them to sign and engage in their auditing services.
I'll make the motion to hire TP Anderson for audit for next year.
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second for the TP Anderson services. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 6-9 already. Okay. Accept and place on file 2025 MMP short form for annual update for Avery Farms LLP 60567 and Garrison Ridge LLC. No number on that one. And then Addison Finisher Farm number 65370.
Garrison Ridge is actually out of Cassuth County. They're just, it's a update on them utilizing land in Wacusta Township for
The manure,
renewal.
okay? And these are the same that we've been doing in
Yes,
past few weeks. just
I know they're, yep.
putting it in the hands of the state. So with that, I'd look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the update, annual update for Avery Farms 60567. Addison Finisher Farm, 65370, and this is the
Garrison Ridge
Garrison Ridge.
number.
The motion
Second it.
in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right. That all we got? We can go through the committee reports.
I had nothing. Well, I went to Kathy Johnson's and looked at her gravel road. She's good, said the graders went across it one day after they sprayed the material on it for dust control. But I went out and looked at it, Ben looked at it, and it was not touched.
What day was that?
Friday. That's all I have. Quiet week.
Just, I spent about 3 hours going over all the Senate and House bills that have passed. Some of them Kim hasn't signed yet, but just going through and seeing what's coming at us. Just made a list and kind of going through it. Haven't really made any decisions because they haven't been signed yet, so I have nothing further to. And that. Stop down to the Second Judicial District Department of Corrections in Fort Dodge. I'm on that committee and nobody's ever got a hold of me. So I went down and approached them, talked to Blake Harvey, he's the director. He said they have gotten in touch with me since, so.
What day?
That was
What day?
Wednesday, the 4th. And then on Friday, the 6th, met with Russ Nave and Mitch Nave and Rick Peterson. We all went to DD 125, and I think we got that pretty much sewed up. Thank you, Rick, for the help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's all I got then.
Rick, you
Yeah,
got
that's-
anything?
Well, that's the only thing I had. I was out there with Mike, looking at that issue out there, and it really wasn't a DD 125 problem, but I think we come to hopefully a conclusion that'll help.
Awesome. I didn't have any official meetings, but I would remind, we have the mobile food pantry Thursday, the 12th, 4:30-ish. They start handing out food
Okay.
till it's gone.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Guess the other. Rick, did you ever talk to the landfill group? I had a couple of people that are busy logging trees that are worried about the size of the piles that are getting put around Humboldt. Did they make a decision on the old landfill for burning, or?
I've sent an email out to the mayors trying to get a consensus from them. I've gotten a few back. I have a feeling I have to set a meeting to discuss it because it seems the more I talk to people, the more issues that come up as to how do you monitor it? How big are the logs coming out? Because currently we only take small brush out there. We're not
Right,
getting the 20-inch logs. And then who pushes it to, if we're bringing in trees in from everywhere, is it now City of Humboldt's responsibility to push it together and to burn it and to clean up the ash? You start this, you think it's going to be really simple, but when you got so many communities involved, it gets pretty complicated pretty quick.
well,
So
that.
I'm
and,
working on it.
The longer we get into summer, the drier it's gonna get, the less likely we're gonna be able to start anything. So we
Yeah.
don't burn somebody's cornfield or.
Are we letting all the surrounding cities take wood to there?
No, currently the only agreement we have is with Humboldt and Dakota City.
Okay,
That was an original agreement with the DNR. It was permitted through them for the size and when it got to a certain size, they had to burn it. With the fire department kind of monitored it, I guess. And the city of Humboldt was in charge of that. they're the ones who approached me about letting it get bigger just to the volume of brush that's coming out there. So, and I have had a couple responses from City of Rutland who'd like to use it. Haven't heard too much from the other. I've heard from 4 communities, so we'll see next week what I hear.
All right, the second question. The request last week for the use of a facility for the group for the kids, has there been any response, or do we have any response for them?
Shelter house.
Yeah, they're gonna need a shelter.
I just asked
I
them.
thought maybe she'd call you back.
Well, you would think that I'm her old man, she
Yeah.
would have called me, but
Well, that's what I
no.
kinda thought, but then I called her and that day Todd took care of it. They will be using that out there at the Sheldon
I
Park.
only assumed, being as I saw they were looking on Facebook for anyone that's throwing away Legos to please let them know, and they've had a pretty good response from people that are taking Legos and stuff out of their toy chest, I guess, so I only assumed that, but I thought I'd bring it up to get out of my.
They can use the shelter out there and then if it gets to be winter time, they also can use our office at conservation. So,
Well, the way, I just through the
Let's take care.
hearsay, it sounds like they have quite a group that they're hopefully gonna get, and I guess fulfill that need, so that I'm gonna have to wander out there to see some of the
you
buildings.
got some Legos in your
Try,
basement.
I might try. As long as I don't have to get out on the floor. All right, anything else?
I did go out and take pictures of DD 126 lateral 2, that one that Adam fixed out there where we had all that rock in, and I just wanted to see what the crop damage was out there, and just got pictures of it and turned them into Terry. It's growing. Can you see where they drove? Yes. Don't know how bad it is according to that, but just thought, well, I'd get some pictures now. I could see it. Except the corn gets high, you can't see anything.
Right, I haven't heard anything from Doug about down here. On that hole that he had, whether he's got that fixed
I haven't heard anything. either.
over. Maybe I'll try to drive by that yet today too, so.
When did you take pictures?
The 5th.
Rick, I will talk to Tyler here when we get done.
Yeah, okay.
Committee?
The only thing he said was he was up at 125
Yeah.
with,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went out to 125 with Mike.
Okay.
And I did talk to Troy Wood on the beginning of the week to give us an estimate for a generator for the building. We've got the estimate here for an 80 kW, it'd be a Cummins motor. Labor and install was what,